right. Hey, how y'all doing? It's January, and I decided I'm gonna do something a little different. Um, I I love to plant a garden, and it is way too early to plant a garden. It doesn't make any difference that yesterday was 85 degrees here in Texas because today it's 50, and last night the wind was blowing 25 miles an hour, and yeah. It fluctuates so much, and when we have these little warm days, it's those of us that get our therapy in the dirt, so to speak. We get a little itchy and you want to plant, and it's way too early. So doing something a little different with y'all today because I see all the people and they're like starting to order new seeds and everything. And I was going to say, I haven't ordered seeds yet, but I do have my seeds, that my stash, so to speak. And everybody has that. You see these people, they have these fancy, they're so organized. And I got a shoebox, and it's full of seeds. And so I thought we'd go through my seed stash and see what I've got. And then, because, well, hello, ma'am. Stop. But anyway, I thought I'd go through and see what I've got going on, so that so go ahead and order so you can add to and see what's going on. I love having a garden. Let me go back to here a minute. And it has, because there's something about, when I say dirt therapy, I mean it, because there's something about the connection for me between myself and the land. And it just, even if it's just 15 minutes, even if it's not working in the garden, but it's going out there with a cup of coffee early in the day and our glass of tea, and just walking around and seeing what's going on, and seeing the butterflies and the bees, and as they pollinate and they do their part. And it's just fascinating to me. And in this day and time, I think a lot of us, as the costs keep rising at the grocery stores, know being able to do, not have to go to the grocery store. That's kind of feels like a far off dream for most of us that think this way or think about it. But to be able to supplement any little bit that you take care of, that removes from that bill, is amazing. And then you go, well, it costs so much. Well, not really, not when you compare, because you know what you've put into it. You know, if it's completely organic, if you've decided to, I'm not going to judge however you grow, but you know what you've done, and you're aware, which is what I think we've lost touch with as we've gotten disconnected from farm life in this country. So that being said, it's just a good thing, and I love to can, and I love to do those things. And number one is tomatoes, because as one of my favorite channels on YouTube is Roots and Refuge, I'll give a shout out, not that they need one from me, but Jess always said, this was years ago, and that was one reason that got me to watch her channel, was store-bought tomatoes taste like disappointment. And they really do. If you've ever had a homegrown tomato, you know what I'm saying. So with that, let's go through and see what I have. I haven't bought new seeds yet this year, but I do have my stash box right here of seeds that I've already got, so I can figure out what I need to get, if I need to get anything. But let's see. We'll go through this a little bit. First of all, okay. I love heirloom tomatoes, and these are all from M.I. Gardner, and that's an amazing company. They have got some great stuff. And let's see, we've got Moneymaker tomatoes and Abe Lincoln's, San Marzanos. I love these. These are a good cooking tomato. Brandywine. These are a dark black tomato. They are so good. Let's see. Amanas. This is kind of it's a yellow. I don't know if they really are, but they're like a lower acid, and to me, they're a little bit, sorry, I got cats running around. Okay, pineapple tomato. Do you see this one? Oh my gosh, this is the flavor. It's just like it's like a party in your mouth, and it doesn't taste like a pineapple. It is, but it's sweeter, and it does have kind of a more. We'll go with a little more tropical flavor, but they're so good, so good. If you can, you should try them. Um, I don't remember these quadro. I like now tomatoes are determinate and indeterminate. Determinate means they pretty basic, they just make like once. So if you're like canning or you need like, you want to get a whole bunch in fast so you can freeze them so you can make different things, you want to determine it. If you're doing like for production to sell, most people have a determinate. But indeterminate means once they start making, they make until they freeze or until something happens. So there are really, so I like the indeterminate. I also like the heirloom varieties, and because those are the ones that you grew up with, that there were, when vegetables tasted like vegetables. I think that sounds silly, I guess, but that's kind of my thought process. Oh, I also love peppers, and I got a nosy kitty here. Cersei, ma'am. Anyway, let's see. Now all these seeds are from Baker Creek, and that's another good company. And all these, I must say, I've never had a problem with sprouting with their growth. So we've got, excuse me, ma'am. First of all, oh, I've got some more tomatoes because here are some spoon tomatoes. Look at those. Don't those look cool? I haven't got to grow these yet, so I'm gonna try these because these look great. And let's see, what else do we have? I thought that was another tomato. I guess not. So we have got, oh, okay, shiatsu peppers. These are supposed to be really good to saute with like some olive oil and stuff. And I got Nosy staring me down. The colorful mini bells. Because I don't know about y'all, I usually get these at the store instead of like, the one big bell pepper. I get these little ones because these are great for snacking or for cooking. I think it's not good all around. All around. You can do a lot of different things. I'm excited to try these. These are the not jalapenos. So it's a jalapeno, but without the heat. Yeah, seriously. So I'm excited to try these. Oh, okay. So this one, chili tapen. My pronunciation is bad. I know that. But it is a wild chili. Now, they're like, if you've seen the little like ornamental peppers, that's what I was trying to think of. But they're smaller, and the bush is just covered with the red and the green, and is it different stages of growing. But they find these wild, like in parts of Texas and Mexico and kind of deserty areas, dry, I think, so much. But this was important because my grandmother, my mom's mom, she had these when I was growing up. She had saved the seeds that somebody had given to her. And somehow, after she passed away, my mom had some of the seeds, and then she lost them in a move or something, and we didn't have them anymore. And my mother had been searching for years and years for these pepper seeds so that we could have some more of the pepper plants like her mother had. And we found them from Baker Creek, the heirloom, and so excited. So I'm excited to get these in the ground this year. And let's see, what else do we have? Now, what is this? Oh, I love herbs. We'll go through those in a minute. You can tell I got my fancy situation going on here. Something that a lot of people that I think those of us that live in town that didn't grow up with farmers or stuff, we don't think so much about going to the feed store. And go to a feed store, because most of them that I've come across, they sell bulk seed, and you can go in there and you can pick up your seeds in there. And that's what these are. So like a quarter of a pound of Kentucky Wonder seeds I got for $2. I mean, and they're great quality. My local seed store here. I love my green beans, and I love my Kentucky Wonders because that's what my grandpa planted, so I have to plant those too. But you go in there, and mine, as I started saying, mine has some great, they do a lot of heirloom, old-fashioned kind too. Purple Hull peas. I love beans, peas, green beans, black-eyed peas, snap beans. Not sure what that is. Oh, I can't read this. It's something. So make sure you can read your person's writing. But you're able to get good quantity of seeds for a good price. And like pickling cucumbers, there is a difference. Flower seeds. So I've got nasturtiums, zinnias. I love to plant flowers with my vegetables, not just because of the beauty of it, but it helps to bring in your pollinators. You want to give some exciting color, so to speak, for your bees and your butterflies and different things like that. It's just like I love trying new things. It's like when I got these before, I love okra. You either love okra or you hate okra. I get my regular okra, and I got some burgundy, and oh, they're pretty, and they just taste the same. But so I have the okra and the beans and different kinds of lettuce, and you can get butter crunch and broccoli and let's see, my straight neck squash, summer squash, straight neck squash, crook neck squash, zucchini, and oh, let's see what else I got going on here. Cabbage and cauliflower and chard. I love chard. It's really good. Now another way that I have seeds is these were seeds that I saved from my own flowers, my own plants that I have. So I've got some black-eyed Susans and Gerber daisies that were very like crazy, and they bloomed everywhere. So I got X that I saved my own seeds. You know, that's a way to do it. Then also, I have got seeds that friends gave me, and I've got those in envelopes. So I've got pie pumpkin, and what is this? And a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. I've never planted pumpkin before. They always seem to take up so much room, but I have some pumpkin seeds. I may get John to dig me a spot in the back, way in the back, and just kind of let them go and see what happens. So we've got seeds so far. I order online. I go to the feed store. I save my own. I collect from friends, and then add to that. Just hitting up the dollar store or Walmart and collecting from there. And I've got like Armenian cucumbers and dill and basil, and I love basil. I love all the different flavors of basil. So right here I've got lemon basil, cinnamon basil, sweet basil, Genovese basil. Oh yeah, I've got all the ones. I've got so yeah, I've got dill and more. Let's see what else is in here. There's some more okra seeds and some more cucumber, and I say and a lot, but black opal, dark opal, excuse me, basil. I love to cook with herbs, and that's something else. It's like when you go to the grocery store, it's like they either just have the same one kind or the prices are exorbitant. Let's see, sunflowers, another thing, calling the pollinators, and some little carrots and parsley, more lettuce. Oh, microgreens. Now, microgreens, basically you got your lettuces, your different things, and it can be the little things like that. You just start them and eat them as they're young, and that's exciting. Or it is to me. Maybe I'm a little off there. Oh, what is this? No, I got something in an envelope. I forgot to label it. Let's see. Huh. Oh no. That's a surprise. We might plant that in the corner somewhere and see what we got. But anyway, I guess that's what I just kind of wanted to dig in my box here, see what I had, share a little bit of it with you, and I'm sure it didn't make any sense. But if you saw something, you glanced at it, and I didn't go talk about it too much, and you're going, what the heck was she talking about? Mark it in the comments, and we will, I'll talk about it a little bit more. And I've got a list, or John's got a list of things that we want to order to add to our garden. But yeah, get out, start dreaming, making a plan. I think that's what we talked about. My last video that I posted, I was talking about making a plan and be willing to change. Make a plan, and right now, part of our plan is for me to have a garden and use what you have. You don't have to have a fancy seed catalog, storage unit, sometimes an old shoebox that you keep stored in a dark, cool place. It's dry. Keep your seeds dry. That's all you need. You don't need all these fancy storage containers and stuff. But yeah, and you can reuse your seeds, and you can use these for a while, Seeds are meant to be stored. They're just waiting. They've got life inside of them, and they're waiting for the right conditions. And sometimes you go, oh, and in the stores, they're packaged with a date. And yes, maybe not all of them will sprout, but plant them anyway, because if you don't plant them, 100% aren't going to grow. But if you plant them, you got a chance. And what are you going to lose? I've planted stuff that my mom has, especially things that her mom had that she'd put away, and Mom planted them decades after those expiration dates. And they still sprouted, and they grew, and we had beautiful flowers. I think there were some 4 o'clocks and some moonflowers before that got planted that way. But take a chance. You can do it. And if they don't, well, that's a learning curve, and you can, that didn't work. But you move on and you try it again. But I think in this day and time especially, it's a good thing to plant a garden for your mental health, for your physical health, and for your financial health maybe. But yeah, get out, make plans for a garden this year. That's what we're doing. And maybe next time I share some of my seeds with you, it'll be like, we'll get a new ones. And we'll see what we have from there. Or if you're interested in this, I'll share as I get to start my seeds. I am holding off until mid-February. That's about whenever it's okay to start seeding seeds indoors anyway around here, according to my zone 7B8 that I'm right on the border of. Anyway, but I just want you to know that you're awesome, you're amazing, you're loved, and get out and dig in the dirt this year. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.